Hi, welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for September 23, 2023. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:39 a.m. Central Daylight Time, followed by sunset at 6:47 p.m. Today, the sun is in the sky for 12 hours, 10 minutes. Astronomical autumn begins at 1:50 a.m. CDT. At this moment, the sun is above Earth's equator. Until Northern Hemisphere's spring equinox, March 19, 10:06 p.m. CDT, the sun shines more directly on the southern hemisphere. Because of the definition of sunrise and sunset and the bending of light when the sun is near the horizon, daylight and nighttime are not equal today. September 25th and 26th are the days when the 24-hour day is almost, within a minute, equally divided between sunlight and nighttime. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky, Venus and Mercury shine brightly from the eastern sky before sunrise. Brilliant Venus is that bright star in the eastern sky during morning twilight. It rises nearly 3½ hours before the sun. At that early hour, Saturn is about 10 degrees up in the west-southwest. Venus and Saturn are 180 degrees apart in the sky on October 10 when Saturn sets as Venus rises. Saturn is challenging to see when it is near the horizon because it is not as bright as Venus or Jupiter, and the blurring and dimming effects of the air make it fade from view several mornings before the opposition date. What is the last date that you see them in the sky at the same time? An hour before daybreak, Venus stands over 25 degrees up in the east and 12.5 degrees to the upper right of Regulus, Leo's brightest star. The planet is stepping toward the star, passing by on October 9. At this hour Mercury is 5 degrees above the horizon and 12.2 degrees to the lower left of Regulus. The planet is noticeably brighter than Regulus. Yesterday, Mercury was at its largest separation from the Sun, known as the greatest elongation. As it recedes into brighter twilight, it brightens and loses 14 minutes of rising time compared to sunrise during the next week. As twilight brightens, Mercury is higher in the sky, eventually disappearing into the brighter light near sunrise. During earlier twilight, Venus and Sirius, night's brightest star, are nearly the same altitude, height above the horizon. The Dog star is in the south-southeastern sky about 40 degrees from Venus. Because of the Dog star's large distance from the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system where the planets move, there is no close Venus-Sirius conjunction. We can admire the brightest planet and the brightest star in the same general direction and altitude in the morning sky. Procyon, the little Dog star, is above an imaginary line from Venus to Sirius. From the mid-northern latitudes, Procyon rises about 30 minutes before Sirius, and its name means before the dog. An hour before daybreak, Jupiter is high in the southwest, retrograding in front of Aries, 13.3 degrees to the left of Hamal, the Ram's brightest star, and 11.2 degrees to the upper right of Menkar, Cetus Nostral, and 16.3 degrees to the lower right of the Pleiades star cluster. During the next several mornings, watch the Jovian giant cross an imaginary line from Hamal to Menkar. With a binocular, look for planet Uranus. It is between the Pleiades star cluster and Jupiter, but neither celestial landmark is in the field of view with Uranus. It is in a fainter starfield with stars named with Greek letters or numbers, such as 63 Ariades, Tau Ariades, Zeta Ariades, and Delta Ariades. The field is distinctive, and when the stars are located, place them to the upper right edge of the view. Uranus, distinctly dimmer than the reference stars, is near the center of the field. The planet is easier to see before twilight begins. With a binocular, the planet is visible from suburban and some urban settings, where the view is affected by the constant glow of outdoor lighting. See the chart in the article at whenthecurveslineup.com. In the evening sky, dim Mars continues its slide into bright twilight. Setting about 40 minutes after sunset, it passes solar conjunction during November. The waxing gibbous moon, 64% illuminated, is about 20 degrees up in the south, near the teapot's handle, a modern nickname for Sagittarius. It is 1.6 degrees to the lower left of Tau Sagittarii. With the bright moonlight, use a binocular to see the teapot and the moon near the star. From South America, the moon occults or eclipses the star this evening. Saturn is farther eastward from the moon, about 20 degrees above the southeast horizon. The planet rises before sunset and appears higher in the sky each evening as night falls. The ringed wonder is retrograding in front of Aquarius, 9.7 degrees to the upper right of Skate, the Aquarian's leg, and 10.1 degrees to the right of Lambda Aquarii. With this moonlight, use a binocular to see the stars. During the night, Saturn is in the south before midnight. About 3 hours before sunrise, try to see it at the same time Venus appears in the eastern sky. Bright Jupiter rises less than 2 hours after sundown and is in the eastern sky near midnight. By tomorrow morning the planet is high in the southwest. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.